shot?
Well, it's a little difficult because of the angle. We were sitting on the steps of 936 Woody-Crest Avenue is the address. It is the Woody-Crest home was for children. I came here when I was 5 years old. I had been in foster care about a year in 3 not-so-great places. I went to the old Children's Center on 104th Street. It was the first place I went. That was a nightmare. It was chaotic. There was no place for us to sleep. Any minor infraction, you get thrown in a closet and they lock the closet and you sit in the dark. When I landed at Woody-Crest, almost a year after I left home, this was an intimidating building. I remember very clearly the day I entered and let out of the old station wagon and social worker taking my hand and leading me up. The landing was ablaze with sunlight, and there was someone standing outside of the light, and then he stepped forward, and it was my brother Vince. Of course, I ran to him, and I recognized him immediately, and he picked me up, and I know I was sobbing, and he was... And that was my introduction to Woody-Crest.
Do you feel like Woody-Crest was your one safe place?
Without a doubt. Whoever was on the board of Woody-Crest must have been a lot like the people on the board of New Yorkers for Children. And they were really caring about making a difference. When I was the ACS commissioner, when I was appointed, my visit to what was called ECS, Emergency Children's Services, it is the nighttime entry into foster care after the field offices have closed. And that was appalling. That was a terrible old office building in terrible disrepair. I was determined that we would have a place that was as child-friendly as it is possible to build for a government reception center for foster care. I learned that Health and Hospitals Corporation had a building on the Bellevue campus that had been gutted, and then the project abandoned, and they would rent it for $1 a year if one of the city agencies could conform to the zoning requirements in the use of the building. Eventually, it cost us $68 million, but worth every penny, and everyone who has seen it, who has anything to do with the system, the child welfare system, would agree with me. Well, there are a lot of youngsters in foster care. They have talent and a tremendous potential. What they need is a little help to realize that.
They not only were interested in my academics and doing well, but they also were interested in how things were going.
Interested in
personal,
you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Personal life, you know, how was I dealing with it?
And New Yorkers for Children has tried very hard to be the surrogate parents in some ways for these young people, and that's helping them get through school, introducing them to job opportunities, but being there for them. Try to be a meaningful relationship in their lives. Nationwide, about, I think it's 7 to 9% of children who graduate from the foster care system go to college, and about 2% actually graduate. In our Guardian Scholars Program, it is about 90% graduate or on the path to graduation. If we could get all these kids in foster care to really seriously focus on getting an education and doing it, it would change their lives. It would just open up the world to them. The kids are going to get trained, and they're going to have the opportunity for careers. Just stay with the programs. You know, as Woody Allen says, just show up. I think that's a kind of simplistic way to look at it, but it's a wonderful message. Stay with it.